Meteorologist Bill Murray with a special weather update on this Sunday afternoon, February the 16th. Much colder air moving into Alabama and the potential for some wintry precipitation, especially over the northern third of the state, Tuesday night and early Wednesday morning. And that's not really why I'm doing a special update. Just didn't get to do a video this morning because we were working with a new instance of OBS after our live stream last night. And after 24 hours and an 8-hour live stream, it was just too worn out to recreate the video after we discovered that the file format was not right for editing and getting ready for YouTube. So at 7:15 this morning, it had been just too long of a 24 hours, and it was time to throw in the towel. So thought I'd give you an update this late this afternoon, early this evening, recording this just before 7 p.m. on Sunday night, just to kind of give you an idea of what you can expect, especially since we have some impactful weather coming this week. This is the GFS upper pattern across North America, the 18Z run from this Sunday afternoon, showing a big trough over the eastern United States, transporting lots of Arctic air southeastward out of Canada. Temperatures in Canada on Saturday were in the 40 below zero range. Temperatures we were noticing last night in North Dakota were in the minus 18 degree range. And so this very cold air is being advected or transported to the southeast by this trough. We're already experiencing it today. We all experienced our high temperatures for Sunday around midnight. As temperatures fell throughout the day. We're already in the 30s tonight after being near 70 at midnight. So it was a very interesting day across Alabama. Conditions are dry across the state. You can see the radar there in the top left panel showing a good bit of snow to the north of us. Parts of Kentucky, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Indiana. You see that on the GFS output here. From late this afternoon and this evening, that wraparound moisture around that big low that deepened rapidly. You see it's down to 978 millibars there off the coast of Maine. That rapid deepening led to the strong pressure gradient winds, and we noticed those even late last night, even after the thunderstorms had passed. But most of the wind damage that was reported across Alabama was the result of the QLCS, the squall line that moved through, and a couple of tornadoes. We know that there was an EF1 tornado near New Bern in Hale County. It moved into Perry County and lifted after a short distance. That occurred between midnight and 1 a.m. last night. But these are temperatures off the national blend of models. Overnight tonight, temperatures are going to get quite cold quite quickly. 20s across the entire area. Far south is Montgomery and Hopewell. Areas like Haleyville, Coleman, and Scottsboro will be in the lower to middle 20s. 23 to 24 degrees. High temperatures on Monday. Tomorrow will be in the 40s over the northern half of Alabama. We won't even be able to get out of the 40s. Areas south of Shelby County will be in the 50s. Now, this is the weather maps for late tomorrow afternoon, showing dry weather across Alabama. Skies will be mostly sunny tomorrow, just cool conditions across the area. Now, by Tuesday, our next weather maker will be taking shape to the west of Alabama. You see snows breaking out there from Nebraska and much of Kansas into southwestern Missouri. Some snows into northern Oklahoma. James Adelot up in Tulsa, our Weather Brains panelist, may get some snow. With a wintry mix to the south of that from northwestern Arkansas back through central Oklahoma, including the Norman and Oklahoma City area. South of that along I-35 into Texas, over into Louisiana. Rain will be breaking out, and during the evening hours Tuesday night, this rain and precipitation will move eastward. You see here after midnight it moves into central Alabama according to the GFS, with a wintry mix moving into the Tennessee Valley. The snow is limited to the Tennessee areas north of Tennessee, maybe just a little bit getting into areas like Huntsville and Scottsboro. Now, the European is a little bit further south, a little bit colder. with this precipitation on Wednesday morning. This is during the pre-dawn hours, and moving into the morning hours, you see it sort of switches over to rain, and that is understandable. With temperatures, they'll see, what you're going to expect for Wednesday morning. These are Wednesday morning lows between 29 and 32 degrees over the northern third of the state, warmer over central Alabama, and that gives us that confidence that we're not going to have to deal with frozen or freezing precipitation in the I-20 corridor. But areas to the northwest of I-59 may be a different story. High temperatures Wednesday afternoon won't get out of the upper 30s over the northern third of the state. We'll be in the lower 40s to near 50 in the Birmingham metro area on Wednesday, and that should allow all that precipitation to fall as rain. Now, these are snowfall amounts off the GFS showing a dusting there over the Tennessee Valley to around 2.5 inches near Scottsboro. The Cumberland Plateau recording 3 to 4 inches of snow. The heavier amounts are going to be back to the northwest there in northwestern or southern Arkansas back into southeastern Kansas. The GFS, or the European, is not quite as bullish on the amounts, even though they're pushed a little further to the south. You see a dusting there, potentially as far south as the I-20 corridor. This will be the thing to watch as we get into Tuesday night, early Wednesday. These are 24-hour snowfall amounts showing a dusting in the Tuscaloosa, parts of the Birmingham metro area, especially Jefferson County and north, with some 1 to 2 inch amounts over the Tennessee Valley. So, we'll see kind of how that plays out. We've already talked about the high temperatures on Wednesday. This is Thursday. The rain moves out. We get about 0.4 of an inch of rain on Wednesday, mostly falling during the morning and early afternoon hours. That rain moves out, high pressure moves in, and we are dry and much colder. Temperatures on Wednesday night are going to be in the teens over the northern third of the state, readings in the lower 20s in the I-20 corridor, with middle 20s over south central Alabama. Now, during the day on Thursday, we won't get above freezing, over the northern third of the state in the Tennessee Valley. You see 29 to 30 degrees there. We'll be in the mid to upper 30s in north central Alabama, with lower to middle 40s over south central portions of the state. By Friday, our next Gulf low is taking shape there near Brownsville in the western Gulf of Mexico. That can sometimes be a troublemaker for Alabama, but the strong high pressure centered there in southeastern Kansas and over northeastern Ohio should keep that storm track pushed to the south. You see this, the precipitation associated with that low stays even south of the Gulf Coast over the Florida Peninsula as that high pressure consolidates over West Virginia and Virginia there by Sunday morning. These are low temperatures Friday morning off the National Blend of Models. This will be our coldest night of the week and our second straight night with a hard freeze over the northern half of the state. 14 to 15 degrees over the Tennessee Valley. 20 to 23 degrees over the central part of the state, with lower and middle 20s over south central and south Alabama. Now, by Friday, we will see still very cold conditions, not getting out of the 30s over the northwestern part of the state, but will range between about 46 and 51 over central Alabama, with low 50s over south Alabama there on Friday. Now, by Saturday, high pressure is centered there near the confluence of southern Illinois and western Kentucky. That keeps us dry and cool, but things will be warming up just a bit. Temperatures on Saturday morning will be in the lower 20s over the Tennessee Valley, middle 20s over central Alabama, with low 30s over the southern part of the state. By Saturday afternoon, though, the warm-up will begin in earnest. We'll be in the 40s over the northern third of the state, with 50s over central and South Alabama. Now, looking out in the voodoo period, our 2-week forecast zone, next weather maker on the GFS comes in on Monday the 24th, and it looks wintry. With cold enough temperatures for there to be a wintry mix over North Alabama of rain or snow. It doesn't look significant, and if you go through time, you see it really isn't. But the difference is in the temperatures. The GFS is colder. This is the 24th. No, I'm sorry. This is an older run right here. I've got a jet forward to the 18Z run. The 24th appears to be an outlier. 37 for the low at Birmingham with a high of 43. That differs quite substantially from the national blend of models, which has a low of 32 and a high of 62, which indicates we would be all liquid with that precipitation. We'll just have to kind of wait and see how that plays out. The good news is that the other runs, the runs like the 12Z run show nothing, the 06Z run shows nothing, and the 0Z run from last night shows nothing. So this 18Z run coming back to what would look like early Monday morning the 24th is not a wintry look. Now this is rainfall off the GFS ensemble. We need about 3 inches of rain over this period to make our normals for this time of year, and we're going to be a little short of that according to the GFS. The control and the mean both just below 2 inches. Last weather video for this Sunday afternoon. It was a lot of pleasure for me, Scott Martin, Scott Brown, Jack Rudden last night to do an 8-hour and 15-minute live stream. We had a lot of nice comments after that was over. We'll do a lot more of that as we get into the active severe weather season this year here in Alabama. We learned a lot last night, and we'll get better and better at it. But thank you for your nice comments, and thank you for everyone who watched us. I've got notes on the blog, a complete revamp of the forecast, even though it didn't take much revamping. It was just a little bit of tweaking. Scott will update the forecast tonight. James will be back with the 2-day videos tomorrow, as he always is, the prolific guy that James Spann is. Scott will be back next Saturday. I'll be here next Sunday, and until I get that opportunity to sit in this chair again, as I always tell you, keep an eye to the sky, because you'll always have something fun to look at.